Cool. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Captain Quasar, and welcome back to another live stream. We've got a lot of stuff to look at today. Some Instagram posts, some Reddit posts. I'm sorry for the late start. I was having some connection issues. YouTube just wasn't wanting to connect for like any it was so weird. Literally, every single time I connected to a random live stream that wasn't even in my OBS settings. I don't know how that happened. But then every time I was trying to connect, it was literally just starting the connection and then it would immediately fail. Then it'd start the connection and then it'd immediately fail. And I did that like 3 or 4 times, and then I had to just completely reset everything. So I'm really sorry for the late start, but we do have a fun poll ready to go. So, you know, I'm still going to end up going for 2 hours. We know they're not starting on time today. But we have a fun poll for today, which is, which would you rather permanently replace handshakes with? So this is just handshakes in general. Everybody has to do this. Which would you prefer? Which would you permanently replace? Sorry, I worded this so weird. Which would you permanently replace handshakes with? Finger guns. So you walk up and you're like, hello, my name is Captain Quasar. How are you doing? The double fist bump. How are you doing today? It's nice to meet you. The sumo stomp, which is actually to ward off evil spirits. It's nice to meet you. You know, and all that. Or just a silent nod. You know, for those more refined, you know, pulled in. But here, we'll get that poll started up, and then we'll get started on a few Instagram posts. So we'll get that up. This was such an interesting thing that I saw. It's from Stettler, Walmart, California. So let's check this out. Here at Walmart, our people make the difference. Thanks for all you do.
We make the difference. I make the difference. Okay.
I don't even know if she works there. She might just be a customer. Gotta be honest. Sorry, I'm trying to fix the lighting. Why is this all messed up?
Camera? I make the difference.
We make the difference.
We make the difference. I make the difference.
They all make the difference.
Okay.
Camera? I make the difference.
Camera? When you go to Walmart, whether you're an employee or just a customer, you're making a difference. Not really, in any way. Is this real? I mean, I think this is their real account. They only have 365 followers, so this is... Oh, sorry, I thought it was California. It's Canada. Canada Stettler. I was thinking about that, and I was like, I've never heard of that before, but I just saw the CA and immediately thought California. That's on me. I guess this is Canada vibes? Stop by and say hello to our dedicated produce department manager, Dananje. Dananje. His patience and positive attitude help create a smooth, enjoyable shopping experience for every customer. Thank you, Dananje, for everything you do. We truly appreciate your hard work and commitment. Shout out. Oh. It says music, sorry. I want another one where they're talking. It's a lot of just photos. See, they just hit the gold mine. This thing got 56,000 likes. It's been going up. I don't think it had that many when it initially got sent to me. Shout out Brody. Yeah, I think this is literally just their Walmart page. This is just where they work. It feels weird writing social content for a business account when no one else sees it. Well, I think it's like a local thing, right? It's like, hey mom, check it out. I was on the Walmart's Instagram today. They were like, you were on Walmart Instagram? And they don't know the difference. So you just show them it was my Walmart. Thumbs up. You're good to go. But now we have to talk about Casey ieatass Dale. I'm hoping this doesn't get claimed. It might. I don't think it will. I think this is a smaller card that, let's hope. Let's not talk about it too much. Let's not talk about that aspect of it.
And here comes ieatass.
With a nickname like that, how can you lose?
ieatass was just eating ass backstage, I was told.
Who told you that? I think you might. We have some more questions that need to be answered. Joe Rogan eats ass. Possibly. I feel like Joe Rogan might have said something about that before. Has Joe Rogan spoken on ass eating?
Good shit. Good fight.
That's a pretty impressive win right there.
Yeah.
Shout out.
He's a good fighter.
And just a guy rocking a shirt that says anal for no reason.
I like that.
Shout out him too. And then, like always, we got to show a little bit of Lil Pete comedy. Lil Pete comedy is on the rise. He's next up.
I literally try to feed every stray cat that I see. Yeah, I feed a ton of stray cats, baby. Between that and all the strip clubs I go to, I'm feeding a whole lot of pussy, yo. That's right, clap it the fuck up.
This comment got me. I'm here for the 5 seconds of black screen at the end. That's from Hot Female Comedian. I've seen this guy before. Arrested for telling it like it is.
Mike Birbiglia stole my joke.
Women are smarter than men. Their brains are more sophisticated and they make 21 cents less than the dollar. I think women are smarter from birth. You ever talk to a 2-year-old girl? 2-year-old girl is like, would you like to have a tea party? 2-year-old boy is like, now what? And
I knew Mike Birbiglia was a hack. I don't even need to see your joke. I realized that was an actual comedy special and that might actually get claimed. Shh. Again, we don't talk about it. This was another good one. Cleveland Comedy. Cleveland Comedian, sorry. That name just threw me off. He actually got Cleveland Comedian. Shout out Martin Malloy. Martin Malloy? I don't know, something like that.
I own a gun, I'm not supposed to, but I do own a gun.
He was really nervous telling everybody that. Get this man a second gun. What is this mural in the background? Yeah, I was gonna say, is it the California Raisins? It is.
I will bring you to same places like the pizza shop, where when the dough maker throws the dough up in the air, I yell pull and fire away.
Honestly, it was such a lot. He got such a laugh on the setup that the actual punchline didn't hit the same.
I own a gun, I'm not supposed to, but I do own a gun.
He's shaking.
I will bring you to same places like the pizza shop, where when
Wait, Mike Birbiglia. Wait, I opened the wrong thing.
the dough maker throws the dough up in the air, I yell pull and fire away.
Sorry, I fucked up the pacing of the joke again. But it's because Mike Birbiglia commented on it? I didn't see that. Oh, is this Birbiglia? While these jokes are nearly identical, I'd like to point out that I'm never awake at midnight, which means the person you're referencing couldn't have been me. Was that just meant to be a joke? Let's settle this in court, B-ball. For real. Dane Cook moment? Just a little Dane Cook moment, you know? got to try stand up. You just got to hope that you go later in the night. Go to an open mic night, and if you go towards the end, you can just basically go up there and say whatever, and they're drunk. Everybody's drunk enough where they're just going to start laughing. It's okay. You're going to have to sit through a lot of terrible, terrible sets, but you'll find the few diamonds in the rough. We've talked about it. And this is not one of them. This is not a diamond in the rough. Pussy Riot is, in a way. So I've known about Pussy Riot for a long time. When I first heard their music, I actually like some of their newer stuff, but I guess it's probably because it's become more like mainstream in their sound. I guess is the best way I can describe it. Their early on like experimental punk rock stuff, they did like some oi stuff too. It wasn't necessarily my vibe, but I do like some of their newer stuff, and they've been coming back. They've been pushing back against Hasan quite a bit, and Hasan's like beefing with them, and it's so ridiculous the claim he tries to make here. So I'm gonna just let it play. But here, what Pussy Riot said was, "Horseshoe theory is real, and at both ends, they get their notes from the Kremlin." Facts. Facts or facts? Facts.
For sure.
The whole Pussy Riot and just associated.
Well, that wasn't like an organic.
Oh, I'm sorry. I think it. Sorry. For some reason, it was playing the clip, I guess? I don't know. Weird.
Pussy Riot Girl 100% worked with, American State Department when against Russia, for sure.
The whole Pussy Riot.
All of them? There's like it's like an amalgam. There's just like 20 plus. I think there's like 10 official or something like that. 10 official members. There's like 15 founding members, and there's like 10 to 15 people they usually have together with like one. I guess he's probably talking about like the one person. I forget her name. It's very long. Who like has their face out there and actually does like a lot of like the more speaking part for Pussy Riot. But this is the example of horseshoe theory, because just baselessly saying, well, clearly they're working with the American State Department. Come on, this is clear. What?
And just associated.
Well, that wasn't like an organic artistic expression.
Just look up USAID.
That wasn't just like an especially empowering form of feminism.
It was tactical. It was tactical feminism, and it always is with.
It always is. People. That's right. Pussy Riot Girl.
Yeah, see, and that's the thing, is it's just coming at the same point from two different perspectives. Hasan is just saying, for some unknown reason, Pussy Riot is working with the American government in some way. Tucker Carlson's claim is that Pussy Riot is used as the face, like basically co-opting feminism for the purpose of this like political agenda or whatever, which I mean seems more like a claim against feminist like protest, and I don't know. It just seems both of those claims just seem very lacking. It's clearly Israel. It was always Israel. They've been talking about Israel for a while, but I don't know. They've been talking about the issues in Israel for like 10 plus years, but I think they might be in with Netanyahu. It's crazy if someone who claims to care about genocide constantly sanitizes Russia or antagonize any enemies or critics of Russia. And he does it just so like flagrantly, where there's just no, like I'm saying, it's just completely baseless claim. 100%
worked with American State Department when against Russia, for sure.
The whole Pussy Riot and
there were a few people trying to like sweep for Hasan in the comments, and they were just getting absolutely clocked by the Pussy Riot fans. But yeah, I just thought that was a good little clip. And then we have 2 little music things to end us off for Instagram. But shout out Pussy Riot. Also music. Here's some music with mushrooms. I think that's what this is. He has a bunch of gourds and stuff, so I'm assuming that this is some kind of mushroom-based instrument. But I could be completely wrong. It's just what it sounds like to me, like when people hook up like a little electrodes or whatever to the mushrooms and let them play songs. But this is, I invented this new instrument. Artigiano del Suono. Suno AI? I've tapped in. I've broken through the matrix. No. Okay. You're right, Nightmare Fuel instrument. If you just pitch this down an octave, yeah, it would be horrifying. Look at those gourds. That's what it is. It's a horror movie about mushrooms. It's about like they trip on these mushrooms and then they go on like some monster becomes real and comes through the mushroom dimension. A mushroom beast. Shout out. Big ups, big ups. And then lastly, Fabrizio Music. Before the soul goes to waste. I wrote it this morning while thinking about how far I've come with my sobriety journey. I hope this can help someone out there. Shout out those going on their sobriety journey. I can't relate, but shout out you.
I don't trust the bottle or its intentions for my life. It wakes up the ghost that my father left behind. And if I must return to my old deranged ways, get rid of the body before the soul goes to waste. I don't trust.
I need more of that. It's a pretty good one. It's a pretty good one. I think it was just that one we just saw. It's the newest song. He's got to record a full version. The like thumbnail for this specific post looks pretty funny too. His voice is magic. That was what I needed to show it because I genuinely was not expecting it when I first saw it, because like I scrolled, saw his face, and like I think it took a second to load, and then he just started singing, and it like I was like, oh, I was hit with the warmth of the sun.
Trust the bottle or its intentions for my life. It wakes up the ghost that my father left behind. And if I must return to my old deranged ways, get rid of the body before the soul goes to waste.
He's just a young 90. Okay, now we're moving on to Reddit now. Now we have some actual stories to talk about. It's a little bit of stuff. Wait, we got some. Oh, which one is it? Oh no. Is this one? Sorry, I don't have it labeled correctly. It's the news. The news coming at you live with days old news. Shout out. Sneako got attacked mid IRL stream, and I think it's important to focus on what he's talking about beforehand as well. Yeah, it's a hard pivot, a very hard pivot. We don't need any kind of transition, anything. The music kind of worked as the transition a little bit, but still, moving in. Moving on. But yeah, I just love how this clip starts.
And put your life force into a sock? Yeah, you deserve to be publicly executed, yes.
I think he's being a little hyperbolic. I don't think Sneako actually believes that people who masturbate deserve to be publicly executed. I would hope. It's kind of a crazy claim. But what happens next obviously had nothing to do with these statements. But it goes to show where statements like this take you. You can't speak so loosely, my friend. Yeah, it's such a crazy thing that he said. I don't know what, I don't even know what he, why even argue that point? I don't know if it's a chatter or what, but here, let's just let it continue. Yeah, he has definitely said worse. It's just like such a, I just mean speaking so flagrantly about things that are just so weird and dumb. Like, it's only going to lead crazy people to wanting to hurt you. That's just the truth. Regardless of the actual severity of the statements. If you're just speaking flagrantly on stuff, they'll be like, my life force. You can't talk about my life force. Yeah, it's a decent foreshadowing. I'll give you that. Yeah, fair enough. His brain is made of, I can't believe it's not butter. Well, it is now.
What are we talking about?
What are we talking about? This is your stream. No, the symbolism of this whole thing is amazing. He's talking about masturbation. He's saying people should be publicly executed. That's the part that's weird. It's not like the people he's saying should be publicly executed. Yeah. But the fact that he's saying anybody should be publicly executed is already starting from a crazy place. But then also walking in front of this feed the dream. It's Shinobi, but Chobani. Shinobi. It's a Shinobi. But it's Chobani, but feed the dream. I just love that. And then immediately. And also rocking a Dr. Pepper. And then this part I also thought was just a little bit of a, it's a cosmic thing, you know what I mean? You don't understand the way that the universe works. Sorry, let's look at Sneako's face in this moment. We need the full thing. Let me up. There's a guy who goes by Dr. Pepper so there's like Dr. Pepper Man on Twitch who goes and like gives people Dr. Peppers. There's this guy on Instagram who's a predator hunter that just goes and beats the shit out of pedophiles. Like, that's literally their whole bit. And I guess the whole bit is that he does that while wearing a Dr. Pepper shirt, just like this one. So it was an instance of Dr. Pepper strikes again. Even this isn't the same guy, this is a different man. The juxtaposition of all these minor details is pure cinema. I'm telling you, like, the trash here, the trash overflowing into the street. Perfect pause. Total lack of awareness. You don't see a man walking up to you. You don't see somebody walking up to you. I don't care who you are. I'm moving over. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what you've got going on. I'm not risking my life for some... Even, like, imagine this guy doesn't even know who Sneako was. He didn't even know who Sneako was. He just wanted to punch somebody that day. But then he goes from a huge, just wild, flailed haymaker to like to a headlock immediately. Great transition. This guy must train. he must be on to something here. Then he grabs him. Doesn't do a proper hip toss, I will say. This is so crazy. Falls on his back as well. It could have been much worse. Yeah, this could have ended like much worse, but I think how it ended is already pretty bad. You know, I don't like Sneako, but I don't think he deserves to be attacked in the street. But I do think that this is at least goofy enough to talk, like, to laugh at. If he got like seriously injured, like somebody like, you know, went full just like caveman mode on him, then I'd be like, oh damn, that's not cool. We'd be having a much different conversation. It's just everything about this is just so goofy. But then this guy falls on his back too, and I think Sneako, both feet up in the air, is now basically just laying on his back on top of this guy. I think this is Sneako's bag. I think dropped a bag.
What the?
He doesn't deserve it, but I do enjoy it. That's a great way to put it. Very well stated. He deserves this for wanting to box people, then instantly backing down. That training didn't go to use. He should have just that muscle memory. He should have felt the punch coming before it even started. Little slip. It would have been all good. Sneako would have looked like a G. I didn't look for a longer clip. I don't know if they just ended stream or what.
Hey bro.
But I could honestly I think it'd probably be best to just end the stream there. End the stream there. Either call the police or fight back or something. I don't know. But yeah, I didn't see if there was any longer clip of this. They get an interview with him after, play by play. Let me get this back up. He's not on point and it's showing. That training went to nothing. That's what happens. You can't even defend yourself in the streets. That's why you need to know both boxing and some form of grappling, either American wrestling, Brazilian jiu-jitsu. Does Sambo actually do any wrestling work? Because I know Sambo is a mixed martial art. Like, it does multiple things, but what are their submissions? I don't know. It does whatever. But yeah, Sneako got attacked. Shout out? Not shout out. I meant shout out Sneako, not shout out the guy that attacked him. Shout out Sneako for getting attacked. L, hope you're better. Hope you get better. Now, this was also insane. Again, big news. We're going to come at this from a little bit of a less joking angle because this is serious. And I think that this full clip is insane. There is a bit of a longer clip where they start outside of this restaurant or club or wherever they are. And they start... I'm assuming this is in Vegas. Just based on like the location they were at. I know nothing else about this, but I'm assuming they're in Vegas. Because they were outside and then they were like... He was starting to act the way you're about to see him and says, I need to sit down. They take him up an escalator and then into this building to sit down, get a drink of water. And he's clearly having an adverse reaction to whatever he's taken. They're assuming it's meth. I've seen a bunch of people say a bunch of different things. Some people were saying GHB. I don't think it was GHB, just based upon like what I know, the little bits that I do know about GHB. A lot of people, but also the people that were saying that, like somebody was like, it was GHB, that's what roofies are. I've heard of GHB being used as roofies, but a roofie is Rohypnol. I think that's how you say it. But again, anytime you're doing drugs, like, I'm not going to be the guy that's like, oh, don't do any drugs, because people are going to do them regardless. So if you are going to do drugs, number one, make sure you're testing all of the drugs that you get, because you don't know where they're coming from. You don't know what you have. So if you are going to do them, and I don't recommend that you do, make sure that you're testing your stuff so that you're not getting bad batches from somebody trying to make extra money. But then also, like, as if you're doing drugs, you don't mix. You don't just go around being like, oh, I'm going to do all of these different things, because you don't know what ways these chemical compounds are going to react with each other. Like, one of the biggest things I see people do that's wrong is drinking while taking ecstasy. And when you do that, you can literally die. Like, that's very, very bad to do. And it's like, if you're like, and that's why, honestly, one substance at a time also goes with my other saying, one crime at a time. If you're ever committing a crime, do not start layering on additional crimes onto it. You know what I mean? Oh, you ran a red light. Maybe slow down now. Because if a cop saw you, maybe they'll let you go. But if all of a sudden you're speeding away, now they gotta come get you. If a cop sees you speeding, maybe don't try and make it through that red light. Maybe don't run that red light. And again, I'm not saying that you should commit crimes, but think before you act. But yeah, this is honestly pretty sad. Let's just watch this, because Clavicular's team had to end the stream after he OD'd on meth. Again, people are saying a bunch of different stuff. I don't know if it's been confirmed what it was yet. You got to have a crime shield, though. But that's what I'm saying is, you need a shield for, you can only have a shield for one crime. You can't shield multiple crimes at once. See, you understand, you just don't get it on that level. You're almost there. You're almost there. How are you going to take hard drugs in public too? Again, like, you can be a functional drug addict, but I think that this is like a perfect example of like kids doing drugs. And that sounds like a pretentious drug addict thing to say, but I mean, it's this mentality of, there are people that do drugs and then they're just living their life, and that's just how they live. And you can think that there are issues with that as well, but if there's a functional behavior, then it's like there's nothing you can really argue with. But it's the way that these children literally do these drugs and then just sit around going, yo, bro, are you feeling it? Yo, bro, how does it feel right now? Bro, you're out of it, dude. And again, let's just play it, because you'll see what I'm talking about.
Holy me, dude. How do you feel? When did you last take blues?
I don't know what that means either, because that makes it sound like they're taking like fentanyl, like they're literally taking fentanyl pills. Because he said, when's the last time you took blue? I don't know if he's talking about blues or if he's meaning something else, but that's also crazy.
You want natty?
I feel like they're probably talking about some type of opiate, some type of opioid, because what they're trying, he offered him an Adderall, and what he's trying to do is be like, counteract the effect of the drug by taking another drug. Again, dumb way to try and fix these issues. But that's why I think it's probably some type of downer that he took, and he's having this weird reaction to it, this bad reaction to it. But yeah, I don't know. Compound V, possibly. I feel accomplished but also defeated today. I repaired my dryer roller wheels, but now the heating element died. Lame. Don't worry. Once it's all done, you'll feel like a true repairman. You'll be like, now this is a side hustle. This is a way I can make a few extra bucks. You'll start looking at ads on Craigslist. I know the lingo from a trial I was watching. What do you think it is? Blue 69 is a common street name for GHB mixture with blue food coloring. Bro, that sounds like Kumail Nanjiani's joke about cheese. They're mixing heroin with cough syrup. You already have heroin. Adding, like, the cough syrup is obviously another drug, but why are you adding food coloring to your drugs? That's literally, Jesse Pinkman did that, right? Jesse Pinkman added fucking Cheetos to his meth recipe or whatever, right? What was it? It was something like that. That's crazy. Yeah, I've never heard that.
You want an Addy? You want an Addy? Do you want an Addy?
Often used in sex clubs. Yeah, taking that just to go party is kind of odd.
Yo, you want an Addy?
Yeah, that's what I knew blues are. Blues are oxy, but fent has been laced within them. Well, I think also, I'm just going literally off of the people that I've known. The issue was people were trying to get Percocet, and then we're getting these little blue pills instead, and those were just straight fentanyl. It was surprisingly easy to replace the roller wheel. See, one step closer to your dream job, repairman. Random acts of repair.
Yo, you want an Addy?
Yeah, what's up?
Do you want an Addy?
Also, literally overdosing, and you're like, bro, do you want another drug? Come on. And it looks like they took the sound off and moved the camera away from him. They all kind of run out. And then there was a secondary clip that people posted. Clavicular gets carried away by his security after overdosing. So he literally had to be carried out. And I thought this was crazy. Androgenic is still trying to frame Mog. As his friend is overdosing, he's literally walking around like this. Did they take him in the car and not in the ambulance? Are you joking? Wait, are you joking? Wait, I'm actually like... Cause that's Clav, right? That's clavicular. Yeah, this is when he overdosed, and I think that they literally probably denied the ambulance because costs, obviously. But in this instance, you gotta just bite the bullet and throw that bill to the side and never think about it again. Like, that's crazy. On top of everything else, like, that is also insane. Ambulance is too expensive. I agree with you, but when someone's overdosing, that's like the moment when you need an ambulance. That is like the moment when you need immediate medical attention. But yes, that is wild. And then we have another crazy story to talk about. So Vitaly is back at his predator catches. I'm sure Zach is very happy. Zach is getting his rocks off again, but I think this one might have thrown him for a loop. Vitaly issues an apology after a pedophile sting gone wrong, where they repeatedly accuse the wrong man of being a pedophile. Yeah, that's not a good one. It's not a good look. Not a good look at all. And we all knew that this was like going to happen eventually. Like, that was just like inevitable that they were going to get one wrong, at least one wrong, and we're going to possibly face the consequences. A lot of people are saying he should sue. I'm still confused about the whole situation. I really need to rewatch this clip again and highly analyze it. But first, let me read the apology just so you can hear, in his words, what he thinks happened. And then we can watch it and analyze it ourselves. So Vitaly said, "It has come to my attention that on a recent episode of Catching Child Predators, my team and I mistakenly portrayed Akash Singhania as a child predator. This was a mistake that I deeply regret. He never intended to meet a minor and has been cleared of all wrongdoing. I apologize to Mr. Singhania, his family, his friends, and anyone else affected by this mistake. To be clear, when we work, we do the work we do to expose predatory behavior is of the utmost importance, but in doing so, we cannot lose sight of the truth. I have removed the video from all my accounts, and I ask that anyone who has saved it please do the same. Though I never encourage anyone to attempt to contact any person in my videos, I ask that anyone who is attempting to contact Mr. Singhania cease at once. This was a learning experience for my team and me, and we will ensure that we remain committed to the truth as we always have." Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. My stream, I don't think it'll count as a dox. It's already out there. He put it out there. And this has 5K. This is more likes than I'll get in views on this stream. So it's not my fault. Trisha's Chili's ad just dropped. Well, I don't think I can watch that on stream, but shout out Trisha's Chili ad. Gideon talked to Akash. He has retained the same film as Johnny Depp's for the Amber Heard trial. Yeah, he didn't learn a damn thing. Well, we'll see. Because again, I'm very confused about what happened here. Like, I'm so confused about what's going on.
You wanna rape a 16-year-old?
So just being racist to start. Like, if he's a predator, let's talk about that. Let's not like just make fun of his race. I'm sorry, just 2 seconds. Sorry. Had to do something. I forgot, but the internet was also being slow, so I had to give it a second. Why is this? What is going on?
Wait, she never told me she was 16.
What is going on? Here, let me refresh this page.
16-year-old.
Wait, she never told me she was 16.
Bro pulled up with the hate crime equipped and ready to go. Definitely. They're DDoSing me. Fuck. No.
Oh, she did. Where's the Bluetooth speaker, honey?
Wait.
Where's the Bluetooth speaker, honey?
Wait, no.
Honey bun. Honey bun.
I think, I have to say, throughout this whole clip, I think Vitaly's on cocaine. I'm not saying this to demean his character. I think this is an opinion from me, from the people that I've seen, the people that I've been around. He's got a little bit too much energy. He's a little amped here, I will say.
Wait, no. Honey bun.
me on Snapchat.
Honey bun.
You added me on
Honey bun. Bluetooth speaker. Honey bun.
You got the messages.
He's on multiple drugs, including cocaine. Good point. This is a great pause. Just immediately stopping, being like, wait, what? Wait. We got it wrong?
Wait, where did she? I swear to God, she never told me. Wait, really? I swear.
Yeah, he's definitely on drugs. He keeps going. I touch my nose a lot, but when I do it, it's because I am congested. Listen up. It's just how my nose is. I don't know if I have a deviated septum or what. Sometimes I go like this. It helps a little bit. But what he's doing, it's different. I'm not on drugs. It's not the same.
Oh shit! My bad, bro. You're good.
No, I swear to God.
Sorry, bro. Wrong person.
Maybe it's a misunderstanding.
Wait, no, dude, listen.
I don't know if he was joking there, because then he continues to. He's trying to get the story straight, but he goes, wait, what? Wait, wrong person.
I swear to God, I don't move like that.
So you trolling too?
No, we got the message.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I did when I went off camera just now. Had to do a quick bump. I needed it. Sorry. How else am I supposed to watch Vitaly? I gotta be ready. I gotta be in his energy. Ugh.
No, she said maybe it's a misunderstanding.
Oh, you probably deleted it on his end. No, wait, I swear to God. Wait, I swear to God.
Okay, she's gonna pull up right now.
Yeah, wait, please pull it up.
But why do you talk to girls about raping them? You crazy?
Yeah, you. Okay, wait, it's a CNC kink. It's a public.
Maybe it's just because he's on drugs that it's throwing me off, because he's screwing with him, but then this is the exact energy he has later when he's actually being like, okay, wait, let's get the story straight. Okay, everybody shut up, let's get the story straight. Like, it's the exact same energy, and I guess it's because he's on drugs, so it's always an act, right? He's always just trying to pretend that he's not on drugs, so whatever energy he's putting out is always a bit of a facade. Not a very good one, though.
Kink, like... I even said, wait, I have the text right here. I told her consensual, non-consensual. I told her up here, look. So I told her
what
that.
Does it say, Vitaly?
Listen, Neon.
Wait,
let me read this real quick.
Wait.
What? Hold on, let me read. Yo, one at a time.
Let me just show you, okay, so you guys know that, I'm not playing or anything like that.
Yo, can I read the whole evidence?
He said, LOL, you can tell.
Also unprofessional. Not like Skeeter Jean. Skeeter Jean does fuck him up sometimes. Honestly, I just find his to be... I don't know. I think his demeanor is what always has more appeal to me. Like, he just has like a better personality because he does the Chris Hansen impression. But bringing up with just the phone, scrolling on the phone, you got to print that stuff out. You need those screenshots all printed out, ready to go, so you can hand those off to the police.
Tommy, fuck.
Oh, we do need a new colorful cap and emo. You're right. I'll do that today.
Okay, I want to be totally honest before everything. I lied on there. I'm 16, but shit.
Wait, no,
Don't make it weird, please.
Wait, I'm calling the cops right now.
You said,
I'm calling the cops.
Okay, I don't want to look at his phone. Okay, so he's just in text. They're on, or is this Snapchat? This isn't Snapchat. This is just a text thread. So I'm just so confused. Was he just like at the wrong place at the wrong time? Like he was trying to meet a different girl? Like that's the part I'm confused about. Because he talks about, oh, I was talking about consensual non-consent with this girl. Oh, she never told me she was 16. So it sounds like he was there to meet somebody. Like that's the part that's really throwing me off. But then they're talking about Snapchat. It looks like he's looking at some other type of text here. I think this might be Instagram. No, I think it might just be I think this might be Instagram. He never added her on Snapchat? Is that what it, because he pulls up his snap after. Because like I was saying, I watched this clip once and it confused me, so that's why I wanted to watch it again to make sure I'm really analyzing everything. Because he's on Instagram, it looks like right here, and that's where he's talking about talking to a girl. And I think he kind of like shot himself in the foot a little bit because he's confused about this person that he talked to. So that's the part that's like really throwing it off. I know that they're mixing him up with a different dude that they added on Snap. Why is he here to begin with? Is he here to meet another girl? He's talking about a girl that he is talking to. That's the part that's confusing me. Because I could totally believe that they just got it mixed up. They just saw this random guy standing here and thought that it was him. But then also, here, we'll get to it. There's some other stuff that happens that's very odd. So we'll keep it going. I don't think that it's him. Like, I think that they definitely got this wrong. But this is just so confusing, the whole conversation altogether.
Wait, I'm calling the cops right now.
I also like the idea that they thought it was him based off of his Bitmoji. His Snapchat Bitmoji is the reason that they went for him.
Oh, I'm calling the cops.
You said, you said, look.
Wait.
Wow, let me get another.
Wait, guys.
Don't touch me, motherfucker.
No.
Oh, is that what it is? The decoy and him talked and scheduled this on a dating site? Wait, the decoy and the predator or the decoy and this guy? Like, did she fuck it up and she mixed up these two guys that she was talking to? Yeah, based off his skin color. And probably the Bitmoji probably had glasses too. And that was it.
That's B. That's not me.
Look, why are you shaking?
I'm Akash, AXS 1286. That's not my account.
Hey, buddy, you pulled up. You fucking pulled up, buddy.
You just thought we didn't have
Guess
to
what?
on
You pulled
Snapchat,
up.
buddy.
Guess what?
No, wait, no.
We read the right evidence.
Guess what?
Hello.
Guess what?
Can you guys come to my location?
Yeah.
Can you guys come to my location right now? I am at
Okay, so it's supposed to be that Akash and her talked on a dating site, and then maybe he did add her on Snapchat, because that's the part that he says. He pulls up his phone. I don't know, this is so weird. He pulls up his Snapchat at some point. Here, we'll get to it.
You must have 2 Snapchats, bro. No.
Yeah, because they start accusing him of having 2 Snapchats. But then, again, something else happens weird. That she gets blocked at some point during this. She gets blocked during when they're having this conversation, which it seems like they would have seen him go on Snapchat and like block her or whatever, and that didn't happen. So that makes me wonder if like the actual dude that they were supposed to meet started walking up. He just sees all these cameras and all these people yelling, and he's like, block, and he just walks away. He just walked off.
Yeah.
Wait,
you swear now.
No.
You have 2 Snapchats. We're not fucking
Please
stupid.
read the text. Please, someone, please. Someone, please read the text.
The police will come and read it.
Yeah.
Oh, he's one of those. You're one of those tech Indians, smart ones, huh? 2 Snapchats.
No.
Motherfucker. Motherfucker. I know you.
Blast your company to everybody that you're a pedophile that own a company. What's the name of his company?
Wait.
What's the name of his company so we can let everybody know that the pedophile owns his company?
So what do you think? What's your take on it? What do you think happened? He deleted the Snapchat. Like what happened?
Yeah, no. He
so she broke
deleted the snaps, or he fucking has a burner snap that he used. We're not stupid. We do this every day. You know how many weirdos like
but if
we catch a day?
she's talking to him on one snap, why would she go to another snap?
Okay, so Vitaly just laid it out right there. So that is what happened. I think that he tried to add her on Snap. So that's what you were saying too, Kabir. Okay, so that makes sense. So she added him on Snap, and then it wasn't like necessarily a good communication, and then she got them confused as the same person, or like, oh my god, this is really bad. This is like a really bad investigation if they fucked it up that bad. Oh, it's his wife is the decoy? That's why he's getting so mad. You were trying to sleep with an underage girl and my wife.
You have a second phone?
Just a full group of clowns.
No, I don't have a second phone. He's only talked to you on one snap.
Is this a face tattoo? It looks like he smeared makeup. It literally looks like he was like wiping his wings off, like he was like wiping his eyeliner off, and then he like smeared the wing down at the end. That's terrible. Is it supposed to be like a UFO maybe? I think maybe it's supposed to be like a UFO with a tractor beam. The only thing that would make any sense.
To cover it up, but yet he was talking
so
to
you
her.
think he hacked the
He's
system?
fucking up himself. You were talking to her on Snapchat, but yet we only have one snap that connects to you.
No, guys, listen.
Guys.
I did not talk to her on Snapchat. I sent her this. Look.
So there it is. Oh, wait. So it's his wife. Was she cheating on him? Wait. I didn't think about this. You just said that. Was she cheating on him on this dating site? Or was this just another, like, I'm so confused. Because why is she using this dating site outside of pretending to be a minor? Because on the sites, they usually be like they're 20. And then when they start talking, they go, I'm actually 14 or whatever. Like, that's how they get through like the blocks on the site to be able to use them. Yeah, that's just so, this whole thing is so confusing, because that means he hit her up on that dating site. There's no evidence of her talking about being 16 that he can show, or that she can show even, it seems. He added her on Snapchat anyways. Yeah, I guess maybe she literally is just that, her brain is that broken that she just saw two Indian guys and just literally thought it was the same person anytime she's clicked on the messages to text. Like, this whole thing is just so confusing.
Okay, wait. What time is it? At 7:29. At 7:29.
Where is my toy?
Yes.
The same shit that you were saying on the way here.
That's dirty.
It's the same stuff.
Yeah, his wife acts as the decoy. They initially meet on the dating site and then move to Snapchat because they can't say they're underage. They can't even say it on the text chat. Oh, okay. I guess that makes sense. Okay, Okay, that clears it up a lot. Thank you. That makes sense. So he didn't even get the message on Snapchat. He just sent to her Snapchat. Okay, this is so fucking confusing. So then, this doesn't make any sense. They completely botched this. They completely flubbed this up in every conceivable way.
Dirty talk. No, it's fucking pedophile talk when you're talking to a 16-year-old. Don't look at me in my eye, bitch. I'll fucking fuck you up, bro.
I'm not trying to fight. Listen, I'm not a violent person. I'm not trying
We're not trying to fight you, too.
You're not a violent person with men, but you want to rape a little girl.
No, that's right.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, oh my.
You're going to get real violent and fuck her throat in an alley, right?
No.
You walked her like a dog by her neck. How about I walk you like a dog down this fucking park?
No, I thought that.
Damn, dog.
How about I walk you by your neck like you just did to her, right?
Homie, damn.
Should I do it?
Damn.
Should I walk you like a dog to your car?
Why did I just get blocked then?
Why did you just block her while you're on your phone? You just blocked her while you're on your phone.
He blocked me. She just got blocked in this moment. He's been getting yelled at this whole time. He isn't even on his phone. Yeah, he hasn't looked at his phone for a while. He was on his phone back here. And it seems like she had the messages up this whole time.
He just blocked her. He just blocked her.
Wait, I did not block her. Where did I block her? Wait, no, dude.
So he has his Snapchat that he claims is his only Snapchat open. So I'm thinking literally the guy who was the actual predator walked up and saw what was happening and walked off. I feel like he blocked her and walked off. So not only did they completely fuck up this whole thing, they also let a guy walk free. Yeah, as we speak, it's just literally he walked off in that moment. Imagine if they would have gotten too close and they're like, wait, it's him. Now that would have been cinema. That would have been peak cinema.
Wait, guys.
How the fuck am I blocked for not talking to you?
Wait, blocked 2 seconds ago.
The Bitmoji looks exactly the same, bro.
This is a circus.
Exactly the same on that account.
Is it just me, or does this feel more like Cheaters than pedo hunting? Y'all remember Cheaters with Joey Greco? See, the thing is they are saying that they're kids, so once they get on Snapchat, they talk about being underage. The other part I thought was weird, though, is they're not, like, most of the time when these people do these, like Chris Hansen, To Catch a Predator, and Skeeter Jean, they'll usually say 13 or 14. Sometimes they do 15. I've seen a lot of these newer, like, Instagram predator hunters and stuff. I've seen some of them do 17 and 16. And while that is still wrong, there are some states where that, again, is like the legal age of consent. I feel like that's more of like someone being a degenerate than strictly like predation, as it would be for like you know what I mean? Like there is like levels to it where it's still predatory and it's still wrong, but it feels more like they're just trying to, like, they want it to be more easy targets in that way. Because they'll end up getting a guy who's like 19 or something and be like a 17-year-old. Oh, okay, I just got out of high school or something. I don't know how old this guy is, but you get what I'm saying. Is like I'll literally see videos of a guy who's like 20 and they'll be like, it was a 17-year-old thing. And I'm like, obviously that guy shouldn't have been trying to date a 17-year-old, but this is not like the same as what we're talking about. Yeah, it's like it's for entertainment. Gideon has a theory that Vitaly does 16, 17 because they don't care about getting the worst guys. They just want to get more guys. That's what I was saying. Yeah, that's kind of like what I'm saying. And like, that feels like a scumbag thing to even like theorize about. But I feel like it's more of a scumbag tactic on their part. You know what I mean? Like, because like obviously it's still wrong. He is 26. Okay, so he's older anyways. So even trying to date an 18-year-old, like, bro, you got to get your fucking shit straight. You got to figure that out. But because he said he thought she was 18, because that's probably what they had on the dating site or whatever. But yeah, even that, like, that just literally seems like they're trying to catch, like, again, degenerates, but more like degenerate virgins than degenerate predators. Somebody that, like, I've never had sex before. You said you were 18. Oh, you're actually 17, 16. Oh. And yeah, it's still illegal and wrong, and they should probably get tried for it. But again, it's still different than these people that, like, Skeeter Jean catches. Again, it's still a fucking alias, but Skeeter Jean catches that sometimes literally have, like, CSAM on their, like, devices and stuff that they find during the arrests and stuff. Yeah, it's, again, like, yeah, it's thank you for understanding what I'm saying. Because it's hard to talk about it in this way, because it's like, yes, it is wrong. But yeah, it also feels like this, like you said, like they're just trying to get the most guys, not actually looking for the biggest predators. And yeah, I don't know. It's still kind of content brained, I guess, but it's all content brained at the end of the day. If you weren't content brained, you'd just be doing this. I mean, honestly, think about it. If you really wanted to, you could just do this without recording any of it. Maybe some light extortion of the predators that you catch. You could probably make away all right on it, you know? You know, turn some of them into the police. Maybe extort some of them. When I was a kid, I knew kids that were doing this, and this is just actually dangerous. But I guess they were in groups, but they were like 16, 17. And they would pretend to be older on these dating sites, and then tell the people that they're younger to catch predators, and then be like, "Oh, bring me money, bring me food." And then they would literally beat the dog shit out of them. Like, they would get like a group of like 5 or 6 guys and then beat this dude up and steal his stuff. And it's like, okay, if the kids are doing it, like, the kids, I don't have necessarily as much of a problem with it. Still fucking insane though. And I remember being like, guys, you're gonna get shot. Like, you're going to just get shot. Like, or stabbed, and I don't think you want either of those. It is beautiful on some level, because I just remember they'd send pictures of just like Pizza Hut with like fucking wings and like just all this stuff. It's so crazy. It's actually so crazy. Like, the life I've lived, the things I've seen. Gideon's live right now, and the title's interesting. Here, let me see. Let's see what Gideon's talking about. Oh, he's talking about this right now. Okay. So apparently he talked to... Let me see if he's being interesting. Oh, so it's already over.
I was getting a perfect fucking farm clip.
Oh, wait. I'm dumb. He's not live? Or did he post this an hour? He is live. I thought that was the live. Ex-Vitaly employee exposes everything. Oh. Okay, that is more interesting. I'm going to have to wait and see what that is. I guess I'll update on this after. Because, yeah, that is interesting. Honestly, though, Gideon, his predator catches aren't... They're a bit shoddy. I don't think that they're the worst, and they're obviously not as bad as Vitaly's. They've never been this bad. But, yeah, here we've only got 2 minutes of this left. Let's finish this off.
Wow, bro, it looks exactly like
it's you, bro. Wait, I'm
it's
on
you, bro.
camera.
You know the feds know what's
I'm
up,
not
right?
even on my phone.
You know the feds know what's
Oh, I feel like a lot of those folks have tried to get me. I've had an unusual amount of people under 18 hit me up on gay hookup sites. I like a my age. Just take the mess elsewhere. Take that mess elsewhere. See, I think like I knew, and the thing is it's not even just like I knew people like I knew of girls that were literally creating fucking Tinders and stuff for themselves when they were like 16, 17. And I remember being like, you guys, that is not only are you like hurting yourself, you're hurting your psyche and like everything, but on top of that, you're also, because they weren't like telling these guys that they were underage, they were literally lying to adult men and sleeping with them. And it's like, you are like, this is crazy. This is insane. And I think it's more like, and that's why the vetting process has to be on point. IDs. Let me look up that ID number real quick. I'm about to call the DMV. Like, it's crazy. Don't get caught up. Don't get caught up out there. I only like women who are older than me, 60 and up. Hey, everybody's got their type, you know.
You probably blocked it.
This is a Zoom.
That felt weird while going back into the video about Predator. Sorry, we were talking about the high end. Have your type on the high end. If it's on the low end, then chemical castration? Consenting chemical castration. You know what I mean? Nah, it doesn't work either. They just end up committing suicide. It's... What can you do?
I'm
screenshotting everything.
He watched you. You've been tapping shit and deleting shit, bro.
It's some type of prank.
It's not some type of prank. We caught you trying to...
Yeah, that's fucked. Yeah, imagine a grown man being like, let me see your ID or driver's license, please. You got to. I mean, honestly, if they just want to take a look at it, I feel like that's not that big of a request. I have a photographic memory. I've now memorized your driver's license number. Like, I'm paranoid, but I'm not that paranoid.
Fuck a little girl. Is it a prank?
In the 10th grade, this girl was dating her 25-year-old trainer, and she snuck out of school, but a flood canceled school. And when they got back, the police was waiting for them. Ooh. Yeah. No, I heard something like that too. Yeah, it's crazy. It's way too common. Oh, 420. It's everywhere.
That you were trying to fuck a little girl? Is that a prank? Is it a prank that you were walking her like a dog through the park? Oh, look at you. We seen your
Guys, let's all, yo, shh. Yo, guys, everybody just cut it. Yo, hold on. Let's start from the beginning. Hey, what do you mean? So she got the... Guys, stop.
Okay.
What do you mean by wrong text messages?
Okay,
just explain.
Okay, look.
So, yeah, let me hear your side of the story. Everybody gets to speak.
Okay, yeah. So, okay.
But, Gabe, I asked you, bro. Please.
Okay. So, I mean, I'm going to just show you everything one by one, okay?
But you are Indian, so you are smart, so you probably cheated the system.
Just had to throw in some casual racism for no reason. Got to get the clips, you know.
Bro, again in the middle of me talking, bro. I asked you guys. Holy shit, I was just perfectly like, I was getting a perfect fucking farm clip. And
farm clip? He doesn't call it clip farming. He's getting the perfect farm clip.
And somebody had to... Okay, hello, how are you? Okay, let's go.
Yeah, so...
When I was a teacher, one of my coworkers got busted with a student because there were like hella pictures of them. One of my teachers when I was in high school, it was the year after I graduated, I don't even think he got any legal trouble, but he got fired, and he was the track coach. And he got fired because he smacked a girl's butt. He was trying to do that casual, like, good job. We know what the fuck you're doing, bro. We know who you are. He was also that type of weird teacher that would always put his favorite student by his desk, and you could guess that the favorite student was always just some girl that he'd pick. If not, just a whole table next to his desk that he would chit-chat with throughout the class. Crazy stuff.
Okay.
Actually, go tell him about that, Johanna.
Hello, ma'am. Are you still here?
911.
Yeah.
Thank you
911 is
so much,
thinking
ma'am.
like, what the fuck is going on?
Does anyone have any what?
My
No.
cock.
To my knowledge, no one has any
No,
weapons
no.
here.
Yeah, we're not sure if you say hi to Vitaly.
You were being skeptical about
For Indian, you're retarded.
Explain it to the cops.
Yes. Yes.
My buddy got put on paid leave and investigated because he good gamed a player at football practice. I'm just gonna say you can let the players do it to each other. As a coach, you just can't get in there. It's not how it works. But that's more common in football. I've even seen it in some basketball a little bit. It's much more common in football. But for track, for a male track coach to do to like one of the girl, track stars, it's crazy. Got to keep your hands to yourself. No, yeah, I agree. Guy, doesn't matter.
Where's the cops?
Right here, the suspect.
Here we go.
Sorry.
It was actually this guy on the bike that's riding past. Yeah, sorry, I just got to get through real quick.
Yeah, see, he's not that scared.
We got a crazy guy here. The mustache is crazy. Hello. What's up?
I didn't know that you guys did stuff and say
Yeah. This guy's crazy.
He does have a real hanger of a mustache. Mine's been doing that, but then it also has been curling up. I got like the Turkish mustache right now. Have you guys ever seen those pictures of those Turkish wrestlers? There's this like meme of old, yeah, these guys. This image is hilarious. I feel like this guy in the middle right now. Come on. I'm gonna zoom in on his face. There we go. This is how I'm feeling right now, like these two. These two are my spirit animals. We love Turkish wrestlers here.
This one's actually
The evidence is
in the
insane.
alley and stick stuff in your throat and toys and
Bluetooth in the anus. It's crazy.
He's trying to
He
claim
deleted
it's not
it.
him. He has a
Hold on. Quiet.
Yeah.
I understand you guys are making videos, but
Hi, what's up?
which one of you?
I understand y'all are making a video, but which one of y'all was actually talking to this guy? Why is he talking so sultry to me?
Okay. Perfect. Can we talk to you alone over here?
Let me get us in, bro. That one.
That's a handshake.
Yeah, but that's it. They're still figuring everything out. A lot of people are saying that this guy should sue. I mean, yeah. These are crazy levels of screwing this up, though. I do not understand how they did this. She talked to both of these guys on this dating site, moved both of the conversations over to Snapchat. He wasn't able to add her properly and didn't continue the conversation on Snapchat. She talked to one guy on Snapchat, had the conversation with him. How does this get confused where she sends the address over the dating site? Or, okay, so that's probably what it is. Okay, I think I deciphered. They continue talking on both. They just use Snapchat to talk about being underage. So then she probably just assumed that the communications that she was having with this other guy was just the same person. He might be royally screwed. He's going to get deported again. Deported from 2 countries. Oh no. How's he ever going to make it out of this one? What an idiot. Yeah, genuinely just what an idiot. This whole thing is just so dumb. Yeah, this isn't like the homeless lady he beat up where paying them off to drop charges is easier. I mean, he couldn't even pay him off now. He had Steve Will Do It, like, buy him back in. Maybe he has some really good kick deal right now, but it seems like he's doing this content because he needs the money. That's at least the way it appears, with like the ways in which that he makes content. And if that's the case, then it's like, I don't know if he's gonna have the money to pay this guy. So, well, I mean, I'll keep you guys updated as we get more information on it. But we do have more information on this. This came out. More information on RFK. Is there any animal that this man has not defaced the corpse of? It's a question that has gone unanswered. And we still do not have an answer. We just keep finding out more and more and more. I think that list would probably be quite small. But RFK Jr. cut off a dead raccoon's penis on family vacation to study later. And this is coming from yahoo.com. So I don't know how real this is. This could be completely fake. I believe it. I believe it. I don't need any type of corroborating evidence. Based on the accounts of things that he's told himself, I can 100% believe that this happened. And I'll just read this part. Among these journal entries, he apparently wrote about chopping off a raccoon's penis. Yeah, we're not really sure what to say either. The excerpt reads, it would foreshadow Bobby's later life, such as when he scooped up a road-killed bear on a New York State highway in 2014, dumping it in Central Park when he realized he needed to catch a plane. In his diary, he writes about cutting off the penis of a road-killed raccoon in 2001, while his kids waited patiently in the car, so he could examine it later. Why? This is all I needed to show from this, but legitimately just why? What do you gain from that? What do you gain from that? But that's that. That's the whole story. That's all I needed to read from that. Another instance of him doing something absolutely insane. But this is also insane. You know, this guy, the penis inspector, the raccoon penis inspector, is working for Trugga Toe. Is that Trugga Toe? I thought it was me as a doctor. It was about the Red Cross. Look at my Red Crosses. What the actual fuck? To Trugga Toe or to RFK Jr.? Maybe a little bit of both. Do you think Trump will repost this one? Is he pregnant? No. That's a snatched waist. They just also like made this dress super tight. What are you talking about? They gave him a porn star body. Wow, Trump is a buxom lass. If you've ever wondered what Trump would look like as a woman. I mean, honestly, we know what Trump looks like as a woman. Have you guys ever seen Trump's mom? Every time I see this, I'm like, is this fake? Is this a fake image? I just can't believe this one's real. Every time I see it. They gave him the Kristi Noem's husband. He's ready. These are the pictures they send back and forth to each other. Trump's mom, Mary Trump. It's... What is that hair? That's the same photo. No, it's crazy, right? Yeah, what the fuck to the raccoon defiling? I'm saying what the fuck to this, though, too. The genes are strong. His dad did nothing. I mean, honestly, he's lucky he looks more like his mom. I've got to be honest. If Trump Trump is more handsome because he looks like his mom. His dad is absolutely horrifying. A horrifying man. Remember, this is the guy that basically invented the projects. This is the guy that basically invented the projects that everyone likes to complain about now. You know what? I think he has his dad's nose. I think that's the one thing he got. Yeah, he got his dad's nose. True jump scare. Fred is chopped. And then we have some news from the Great Wolf Lodge. Oh, news. I need a shorter one of this. The Great Wolf Lodge had a wedding. How beautiful. Let's take a look. I forgot that it's just this droning noise playing over it. Had to make it ominous. Are Trump and Dr. Phil related? I don't know. Let me look it up. No, but Dr. Phil McGraw has become a vocal supporter of President Donald Trump as of 2025, 2026. I knew he was a piece of shit. I knew ever since they had that show, The Ranch. We're going to make your kids better. Let's make content out of it. Crazy. But no, I don't think they're related. At least not by blood. I can't believe me and my wife didn't consider having HIV dumped on us as we said our vows. I mean, it's literally like, maybe it's like something sweet. Maybe they both worked at the Great Wolf Lodge. They met there. That's where they fell in love. And they were like, we want to... No, honestly, even that's kind of like... Whenever I've seen people do that, it's like, we met at this McDonald's. That's why I'm proposing here. We work here together. That's why I'm proposing at McDonald's to you. It's like, honestly, you could have just waited. Because, like, why do you want the place that you work or, like, some specific, like, functional location be, instead of, like, a sentimental location, be the location of your proposal or your actual wedding? The actual wedding itself is even worse. Proposing at Great Wolf Lodge, that's one thing. Where'd the ring go? It's in the water. But then doing this, same thing though. Ring bearer, bring out the ring, and right as the bucket drops. I would say no, absolutely not. But we met at this Waffle House. Remember there was that drunk guy fighting that homeless guy? It was great. I would say no. I'd say try again. Needed to hear the TikTok noise, sorry. Okay. New Ned Fulmer cringe. I can't tell what podcast this is. I haven't watched. Oh, so this is the Honeydew. Okay, sorry. Ryan Sickler. I was trying to read this back here. I actually do like Ryan Sickler. I like the Honeydew. He's had some pretty good stories told on it. But he had Ned Fulmer on, and people in the comments of this post were talking about his mustache. He's got it too long and too like trimmed. So he trimmed it too much on the bottom, exposing too much of his lip, but then wanted to keep it dense over top. You can't do that. A little bit of a mustache talk for you. Coming from me, twist it real quick. Twist it real quick for the vibe. This one's not as pronounced, oh no. There we go. Ooh.
She was engaged.
She was engaged.
Yeah. And her fiance actually caught us like early on.
So isn't it crazy that every time he talks about anything, I guess anytime he has a chance to talk about anything in the whole world, he can have a conversation about whatever he wants, any instance in his life, he continues to beat the dead marriage. It's not even a dead horse. It's literally his dead marriage. He keeps beating it to death, past death, post-mortem. It's, I guess at this point, right, it's like he's stomping. He's just stomping around.
And he didn't tell your wife?
No.
You see how he almost kind of put it on him a little bit?
Actually caught us like early on.
And he didn't tell your wife?
No.
That energy a little bit, I don't know. Maybe I'm reading into it too much, but that energy almost tells me like, if only he would have. If only he would have called me out sooner. Maybe we could have avoided all of this. We could have gone to therapy and got it worked out.
How long? Months? A year? How long are we talking?
Yeah, months.
Months.
Yeah, and I
Okay, so I didn't know we had so many introverts. So many introverts in chat. 44% said silent nod. The silent nod's the way to go. You just walk up, silent nod. That's how you replace handshakes forever. But then second place at 41% is the finger gun. Sorry, I'm going to put up this new poll first. I had to do this real quick. Then with a double fist bump coming in third place with 15%. And the sumo stomp coming in last, surprisingly, at 0%. Nobody wants to ward off evil spirits. The sumo stomp is a way for you to ward off evil spirits, which would be the way to start a fresh relationship, a new interaction with a new person. I guess I'm the only one. But we're going to end this poll now, and I'm going to get the new poll started. Oh, actually, they've tied. Finger guns and silent nod are now tied for 43%. Shout out finger guns. But we are going to now do a poll for how late will the H3 show start. Let me get that up and going. I do think that they have it set for later, though, right now. Yeah, so they have it set for another 45 minutes. So we have like another 43 minutes going. I could have just looked here. I was looking at the actual time, but I could have just looked here. Still no title and no thumbnail. So we'll get that going. And that'll be 30 minutes. So the timing is after this. So remember, we have 45 minutes until they start. This new poll is going to be how much later will they start from this time. So I think they'll probably be closer, but we'll see. But let's continue with this, with him beating this dead horse even more. That's why I didn't feel bad about cutting him off, because it's like, we get it, bro. We get it.
remember before it happened, we like released this very adorable cookbook together called the Date Night Cookbook. And we're on a press tour promoting it. And we're like doing all these really cute things during the day and like
Your
taking selfies with
favorite,
fans.
bro.
Your chicken par's my favorite.
Ending with this picture is hilarious. What laugh is that? It's like from a cartoon or something. It's not a very good one. Bless you. Tamara posted this for some reason. This was kind of wild. And then she, let me pull it up. Let me see if this is still up. No, she took the other one down too. No, Tamara, come on. Or maybe it just went out. Maybe it like ran out of time, actually. It might have ran out of time. Oh, I feel like I think she might have deleted it. Yeah, but she posted this. Don't forget to watch my second YouTube live instead of After Dark in protest of the girl with a microphone being gay. Crazy thing to post. I didn't know Tamara was so phobic. No. Cute cat, though. Look at him. I'm going to poke his other eye. Oh, I'm going to do it. Boop. Give him a little pet. Or her. I don't know. Good kitty. Good. But yeah, I just wanted to share. She like after I think like 20, like an hour maybe, took this post down and posted again saying, go check out their live. And it was like, go check out their live, or go check out my live. And then she linked her live, and then also, and if you want to, after dark. And I don't know if that was a request from someone that like maybe you shouldn't post that, or if she did that on her own. But shout out Tamara nonetheless. He's just winking. I want a proposal poll, Cap'n. Oh, what's a worse proposal, via baby wipes or Great Wolf Lodge? Okay, we could do that. Okay. Okay. What is the worst proposal? Baby wipes. I guess I'll just put baby wipes. I think we all know what that means. Or Great Wolf Lodge. I think we know what that means too. What is the worst proposal? Baby wipes or Great Wolf Lodge? We're running out of time. We need to do both polls. Oh no. So what is the worst proposal? Baby wipes, Great Wolf Lodge. We still have so much to talk about. So little time. So Mutahar has now come out to talk about the Noah Samsen lawsuit. Running back into his hole, scared like the coward that he is. In the same way that Mutahar called out Ethan, then had to make a retraction, then called out Nuxtaku, and then I think made a retraction on that, or something. There was something in there that Mutahar did wrong too. Or I think it was it that he made like such an aggressive statement at like, even though he knew about it beforehand? I forget. It was something like that. But Mutahar is quick to flip. And someone said, did you sue Noah Samsen yet? And Mutahar replied, and this was yesterday, he replied, no, and I have no plans to. Wasn't a smart move even cease and desisting him in retrospect. While I disagree with what he said about me, but I think he has a clear right to say it. No, I mean, there's a difference between claiming an opinion. Sorry, I kind of stammered through that. There's a difference between claiming an opinion and stating a fact. Saying someone supports a certain thing, especially something as abhorrent as genocide, is a claim that I think would pretty easily fall under defamation. And you can say, maybe you could get away with it being like, oh, this was all in jest, but that wasn't the purpose of Noah Samsen's video. It was for like, it was informational, it was educational, whatever you want to say. Thinking about it, this might sweep being all H3 fans, but I know somebody out here might vote against baby wipes. How many do we have so far? Oh, 10. I mean, it's 80%. 20% are saying baby wipes. So that's at least 2 people right now have voted baby wipes. Shout out you. Mutahar. So yeah, that's what Mutahar had to say about Noah Samsen. And now we're going to move on to a few videos that I have lined up. I think maybe we'll watch the Lust one first, because the Lust one's shorter. Yeah, we'll do the Lust one first. Let's do this. We'll go Lust, then Internet versus Ethan Klein's Noah Samsen lawsuit. And then I'm hoping we have the time for this, but we might have to save this one. I hope we have the time for this. Let me know if I should just skip Internet versus. Reacting to the interview that made, I said interview versus, Internet versus, whatever I said. Reacting to the interview that made me a meme. Why are you gay? This came out 10 months ago, and it's the why are you gay guy going over his meme. I don't think I'm gonna have time for this today. Oh man. We'll see. Well, let's get into it. I won't have time if I keep talking. Can Noah Samsen win anti-slap versus Ethan Klein in defamation lawsuit? So this is a new video from Lust that came out a day ago. Let's check it out.
Hey guys, today we are going to talk about anti-slap. Now, anti-slap has been thrown around in the Ethan Klein versus Noah Samsen case. Understanding that Noah Samsen is a content creator as well on YouTube, who made a video claiming Ethan Klein was responsible for genocide. Of course, he's talking about Palestine here. So Ethan Klein has finally decided to sue him within the 1 year limitation for defamation, and off we go. Now, one thing that a lot of people online have been saying is this is an easy case for Noah. He just has to file for anti-slap, and it is over. I'm here to tell you that it is not as simple as it appears.
I mean, filing for the anti-slap is that simple, I think. Like, that's like the first step. But for that to actually go through, I think that there's at least enough of a claim here to, the only way I could see them trying to argue against this, and I don't know what like the actual anti-slap conditions are, I don't know necessarily how that works, but the only thing I could see is if they were trying to argue that he's making a bunch of, he's just acting, why am I forgetting the term right now? He's filing lawsuits improperly and doing it for, doing it consistently for false reasons or something. Like, that might be the claim that they try and make, is that he just... But also, this goes against him only going after women. Him only going after marginalized groups is what people were trying to argue. Because he did go after Sean DeBlack for a second. He did at least take a look in his direction. Which is more than Sean usually gets. It's more than I usually get too, though. So, Sean, let's collab.
I'm going to go over a little bit.
Frivolous, thank you. Sorry. Brain don't work so good. Thank you. Yes, a frivolous lawsuit.
What anti-slap actually is, and then we'll discuss, does it apply here? Now remember, there are 6 claims. 6.
You know, it gets said so much, I'm surprised I forgot it.
So even if one claim survives anti-slap, there is still a defamation lawsuit going to happen. We are going to debate this on our live stream.
The thumbnail just changed. I watched it change on the side for me. All these lawsuits. It's all the lawsuits that he has, I think. I think that's what they're going to be talking about. Yep, I'm suing all of them. I knew it. I knew it. Ethan looks very not AI here. Still AI upscaling, though. You can tell because the TF... Or is this just... Is this supposed to be a TF here? Or are they just like hoodie strings? I don't actually know. I do have to say though, this is a little bit of a bad Ethan picture. He's a little goobered out here. A little bit. I think he was mid talking from where this screen grabs from.
Stream at noon today. So if you are a Noah Samsen fan, or you feel like that Ethan
Sean DeBlack capping the halfie. Capping the mutt. I like it. I like it.
is very litigious and is unnecessarily harassing Noah Samsen. Happy to hear your opinions in the chat and our live stream. Always happy to debate Noah Samsen if he ever wants to debate. So the dispute between Ethan Klein and Noah Samsen centers around alleged defamation tied to online commentary and criticism. Basically, Ethan Klein is claiming that Noah made false statements that harmed his reputation or his business's reputation. So what exactly is a defamation claim? So a defamation claim, which there are 6 of them. So not just one claim, there are 6 claims Ethan has made, especially involving public figures. The person suing has to prove 1, a false statement presented as fact. 2, that it was published on YouTube or social media. 3, caused harm. And because they are public figures, both of them are public figures here, but primarily speaking, we're talking about Ethan Klein as the plaintiff, it was made with actual malice, meaning knowing it was false or reckless disregard for the truth. Here we see Ethan claim that Noah could have easily watched his videos, including the nuke, to find out that he did not support the genocide. In fact, that he was against the genocide. So online creators, this is very common. We saw Asmongo threaten to sue a Twitter user. Didn't happen. We saw Legal Mindset threaten to sue Hasan for calling him not a lawyer. That didn't happen. So when we talk about defamation,
Yeah, like I'm saying, I think that the specific claim that Ethan's making about this Noah Samsen video has more ground because it's being presented as like an educational, informational video, and the claims that are being made are made like without actual evidence. And like, yeah, I don't know. I do think that there's at least more of a claim here.
Everyone is threatening defamation lawsuits. Your favorite content creators are constantly either in threats, or they're the ones making them. Or they're the ones being threatened, right? Again, it's a very, very interesting. Jeremy Hambley from MTG headquarters, that's how I know him, but you guys know him as a Quarterling. He's making threats of lawsuits on defamation as well, only because defamation is incredibly broad, and it's something that a lot of online people can understand. So let me repeat this again. The reason I think defamation is so used online as threats is because the audience wants it. Right? So they're not claiming other torts, if you will. So a tort is when you do harm to another person. Defamation is by far the most popular. Oh, also we have Billy Mitchell versus Carl Jobs. Billy Mitchell won that, and now we have Carl Jobs versus Billy Mitchell again for defamation. Both cases, Australian and the U.S. defamation. So defamation incredibly common in the content creator space. So online creator disputes like this often revolve around if the statements are fact or opinion. If it is opinion, it's normally protected. Hyperbole or satire. Right? Was it comedy? Was it satire? Was it meant to be taken in jest? Or were you saying something hyperbole, right? Very often these are protected, are based on verifiable evidence. Now we'll get to the juicy part. That's what defamation is. What is anti-slap? Anti-slap. SLAP stands for Strategic Lawsuit Against Public Participation. So from the very name of a SLAP, right, Strategic Lawsuit Against Public Participation, you probably know it's about freedom of speech, are designed to quickly dismiss lawsuits that are meant to silence free speech on public issues. Given the fact that Noah is sued, he might be able to file an anti-slap motion if there are free parts of anti-slap.
Okay. So I guess I did kind of understand what the anti-slap is, because that's what I thought. It was just on the grounds of free speech and yeah, so like I don't think that that's going to necessarily matter here, because again, it's like that would be fine if the claims were legitimate, but if the argument is these things are not true, then you're fucked. Like, you know what I mean? It's like it's free speech to state an opinion, but when you are claiming things to be factual and presenting it in an educational, informational style, then obviously it's going to get like I think that it's at least more of a claim, even if you don't want to say that it's a fully whole airtight case. Like there's always going to be some wiggle room.
These statements are...
It'd be like when didn't CNN at one point have to say that they're like, we're just entertainment, we're not actually news. That's what Noah Samsen's going to have to do. I'm just some fucking idiot online. That's why I say that every day. They could never sue me because I'm just some fucking idiot online.
Are a matter of public interest. That this is case law. This is something that we have to look into the case law to determine if there are other cases where similar things were public interest. So YouTube drama and influencer behavior have often been classified as public interest. So let me repeat.
Using a slightly different screenshot from this, and then having just the Dan sun move ever so slightly. It's great.
Because again, so like celebrity behavior, TMZ styles, there are case law, especially in California, where yeah, it is public interest what celebrities do. And I would argue that, yes, Ethan Klein is a celebrity. His content counts as protected speech. So commentary, criticism, opinion, that's going to be one of the better defenses he has. The lawsuit appears aimed at silencing or punishing speech, not just addressing real defamation. So those are the three things that when you file for anti-slap motion, you want to see, the judge wants to see before granting the anti-slap motion. So what happens if he wins? What happens if Noah wins the anti-slap? I don't see too many people talking about this. The case will be dismissed early.
Yeah.
The burden shifts to the plaintiff.
I mean, I think that it's pretty clear what happens, right?
Klein to show a strong likelihood of winning. And the defendant, Noah, may even recover attorney fees. So pause here. If there is judgment that it's anti-slap, it's not over. It just means that the burden has shifted to Ethan Klein. Now it's up to Ethan Klein and his legal team to show the judge or the court that he can actually win. If Ethan Klein can show that he has a strong likelihood of winning, then he'll defeat the anti-slap. So it's not just the anti-slap is invincible. No, it's like tennis. Court is like tennis.
Yeah, it's just step one. It's literally just step one. Well, I think it's people hear about like they hear one thing, they'll hear like an anti-slap working, and then they'll be like, well, it's obviously just like foolproof every single time. You just throw an anti-slap out there and you're good to go. They think that like case law or like you know what I mean, like any instance of an individual case means that is like the totality of law.
tennis. You always have the opportunity to return the serve and rally a little bit. Now, anti-slap varies a lot by state. California has some of the strongest protections of any state. Many other states don't have anything close to California, and that will come in play. So if any statements were clearly false factual claims, anti-slap might fail. So what is a false factual claim? They would have something, the best example would be something about like numbers, right? If something is a number, then either 100 or 90, it cannot be like both, right? Or 95. It's got to be a actual fact. If it's mostly opinion or commentary, anti-slap becomes much stronger. So very fascinating for the court to decide. And each judge might have a different opinion. Judges historically have case law. And if you want to know what a judge is going to rule, often you can look at their previous rulings, and that'll give you a pretty good idea. So yeah, Noah Samsen will probably file anti-slap. There's no reason he should not file an anti-slap, in my opinion. But whether or not he will win the anti-slap will be on the exact statements made, if they are provable facts versus opinion, and the state law that it is filed in makes a huge difference in this type of case. Now, let me go back to my analysis on this. Videos run a little long. We'll debate.
Well, and honestly, the statements made, here's like the part that's interesting. What it's going to come down to is, in the video itself, I don't really remember it that well. Noah Samsen's a bit forgettable. Maybe he did say over and over again, these are just my opinions. I'm not stating any facts. These are all just my opinions. I think what Ethan is hinging more heavily on is the thumbnail and title, which states something as a fact, and in turn will like supplant an idea in people's heads, even in passing. Like, I didn't watch that video, but I heard he supports genocide. Like, I heard that somewhere. So, like, I could definitely see, again, is it an airtight, perfect case? I don't think any are, but there's definitely something there that he did wrong. And also, Noah Samsen just is wrong. I have really bad hiccups right now. Remember what I said, you just stop. Meditation is key. You are in control of your own body. You don't need any of this, to stand on one foot, touch your nose, do a backflip, drink while upside down. You are in control of your own body. You're hiccuping? Stop. Cut it out. You just fucking stop. I don't even need to think if they don't exist. Doesn't matter if they exist. I just stop them. I use the control method. I know that's the moist critical method. They don't exist. I use the control method. But let's continue. Now we're moving on to this Internet Versus video. And I will actually get that poll up now, because we are pulling in close to the actual start of the show. And they might start early today. When they push it to 1:30, or when they push it to 11:30, I am always thinking like, okay, there's a possibility that we start on time today. Or that we start a little bit early, quote unquote, because they pushed it back. You know what I mean? No, yeah, we just watched that, Kabir. We just saw the clip from Ned Fulmer on Honeydew, on the Honeydew podcast with Ryan Sickler. Unless there's another clip. We were talking about his mustache, we had a good time. No, I can't get over Ned. He wishes his wife couldn't get over him, too. She seemed to get over it kind of quick. She was done. As you should be. But yes, this is Internet Versus Ethan Klein's Noah Samsen lawsuit. So we already know kind of what's happened, so I'll see if I need to skip any of this. But I'm more interested in like all the Twitter reactions and stuff, so let's see. Some internet slop.
YouTuber Ethan Klein has filed a lawsuit against Noah Samsen, alleging defamation, stating that Noah called him a genocide supporter multiple times and that this is false, along with various other allegations. One portion of Ethan's lawsuit garnered a criticism when he alleged that Noah depicted him doing a Nazi salute, specifically over Gaza. However, some pointed out this is directly just a one-to-one from Ethan's thumbnail on Hasan.
Oh, sorry. I sped it up for less. Let me slow it down just a bit. My apologies.
Simply copy-pasting the image. However, others supported Ethan, saying that when he alleged that Noah depicted him doing a Nazi salute, specifically over Gaza. However, some pointed out that this is directly just a one-to-one from Ethan's thumbnail on Hasan, simply copy-pasting the image. However,
yeah, well, it's the implication, right? I mean, yeah, okay, that's fair. I mean, I'm wondering if this is a claim that was made by Ethan, or if this was just something that was written up as part of it by the lawyer. Because this is pulled from the video, but the implication here is obviously Ethan pointing to Hasan, and it was pulled from the video of him showing something on screen. It is more ambiguous why they would use it here. What would be the purpose of using this specific thing here? And I think that one claim could be, the easiest argument is, this was a recent video created by Ethan Klein. And so I thought that using one of the pieces from his thumbnail might push my thumbnail more in the algorithm. That'd probably be like a decent argument there. I don't know if that's the case, but that is a little bit wishy-washy. That's a little odd. Yeah, that's a weaker claim. I think that the actual statement in itself, just the YouTubers who backed a genocide, you don't need him to do a Nazi salute for that to already be a fucked up thing, just to see, again, in passing. Anybody could just then have that in their brain and remember it for later on. Like, I know who Ethan Klein is. He's been going downhill. I've been seeing it all over Twitter.
From Ethan's thumbnail on Hasan, simply copy-pasting the image. However, others supported Ethan, saying that this is a good thing, and it's time some of these YouTubers who slander others finally get what's coming to them. But there's lots to get into, so let's just jump in. Welcome to the internet versus Ethan Klein's Noah Samsen lawsuits. And to start off, just as a reminder, about a year ago, this clip was posted to Yeats with the caption, Ethan Klein confirms he is suing Noah Samsen for defamation.
Dude, I don't know how many of you know who this guy Noah Samsen is. He's
talked about this quite a lot, that his plan has always been to sue Noah Samsen. And Ethan's claim, and maybe this is a defamatory claim, is that Noah Samsen has been running from service, is that he's been hiding from being served his papers. So like he moved or something and had his name. I remember Ethan made a whole post about on Instagram about how Noah Samsen seems to have like removed his name from any kind of like mortgage or renters or anything. So like they haven't had any possible way of actually serving him. I remember that was a claim that Ethan made. Again, we don't know the legitimacy, but I think that would probably be the case. Because it doesn't seem like Ethan's afraid of suing anyone. The podcast is doing bad numbers this week. Let me see. Time to stir up some drama.
a bread tuber, a lefty. Man, he's like a revolution.
It comes in waves too. Let me see. No, they're about normal. They've been getting, I mean, we haven't been in the millions for a minute. It might look lower because of all of the After Darks. They pull in like under 100K to around 100K. But within a few days, the H3 shows always seem to pull in near 500,000, if not then 250,000. Which is still, I mean, that's still good numbers if you ask me. You know, you're always going to be, you always reach a peak and then you're at a steady decline forever. Unless you have some kind of full revitalization. But that was what the podcast was kind of in itself. The podcast was the revitalization of H3H3. And so, you know, it's like Howard Stern. What are his numbers looking like? Yeah, you got to just wait it out. People don't always watch live, yeah. Yeah, it takes a little bit of time. But I will say it does look lower when you see all of the lower numbers put in by the After Dark. It does look a lot lower. But for the most part, yeah, I think it's averaging about 500,000, 400 to 500,000. Because I mean, the most popular era was Frenemies. The Brittany Broski episodes were very popular. But yeah, it's been years. It's been multiple years since they were getting like in the high millions. I mean, that's just kind of what happens. That's kind of what happened. And I do think that there was, because what, I mean, the most popular 5 years ago, we're talking about COVID time too. So COVID time is obviously going to impact the amount of watchers and stuff too. That was a huge boom for everybody. Rip Britney Broski. I don't want to laugh if that's like actually the case, but I think you just mean spiritually. I got that exaggerated white boy swagger. Can a white boy swag out a little bit? Yeah, high millions is fucking insane for a podcast. And again, I think it's because we're talking about like the time we were in. Podcasting had made a boom, and then everybody was inside watching stuff. Damn it, that one fucked me up even more. I was gonna try and not laugh from Bear from Cleveland show, but Bear Free on Cleveland show got me even harder. Damn you, Robert. Robert Strong. Is that just your name? It just makes it sound better. We're Robert Strong. She's dead to Ethan, and she's dead to me. But here, we're only a minute into this. Sorry, we went on a little bit of a tangent there.
Revolutionary who's just waiting for someone else to start the revolution so he can talk about it and make a bunch of money.
Oh, nice.
But he made now 2 videos calling me a genocide supporter, provided 0 evidence. And, well, I'm going to get into some of it, not too much. I know he wants me to respond to every point in his video, which I will do in a much more formal setting. Oh, what do you mean by that?
Yeah, Broski is so audience captured. I think that in general, it's like there's a lot of these social media stars, social media celebrities that become audience captured because they realize it's like they see that these waves, like we were just talking about with the podcast, for them are even more like they're more quickly to fluctuate. You'll just have like an immediate drop off, so you need to make sure you retain relevancy through like collaborations and do whatever it may be. But yeah, I think that is like an issue with social media in general, because they're just hopping on whatever the fad is to agree with in the moment. And you end up with a lot of these like, just internet activists, I think is the best way to describe it. Yeah, he has the Ela tattoo. This is the old clip of him talking about wanting to sue Noah Samsen. Sorry, again, I paused too much. Too much pausing, too much commentary. I need to just let this play and sit here, walk away. But yeah, let it continue.
No,
Some sort of symposium?
And actually pause again. Sorry, one more pause. How late will the H3 show start today? On time, early, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, or 30 minutes late? Starting the poll. Sorry.
Well, he started his second video by saying Ethan's threatened to sue me. It's not a threat. I'm going to sue you.
Oh. Wait.
I'm literally going to sue you for defamation.
Uh-oh.
Oh, boy. And I can't wait for you. You can do your cute little videos and all that kinds of business on your YouTube channel. But when it comes to, I'd love to see you reason out in a court document about how I and Mutahar support genocide. I really look forward to that,
Why are you so cute when you talk shit?
Well, that's nice
I can't help
for you
it.
to give him that
That's
official
just
platform.
who I
am.
And Gato Fumador replied, in a day or two, he'll be sniffing up a storm and shrieking about how his lawyers can't do anything, just like he did with Reddit. Mario Master replied, good. Noah deserves this. He called the Chud logic a and downplays the actions of Bad Empanada and Keffels. Captain Comes replied, this guy needs to stop doing coke before streaming. I cannot stand watching these clips when he sniffs every sentence. I can't imagine how unbearable it must be to watch it live. Then Yeet posted the most recent...
You just zone it. You just eventually tune it out. I'm telling you, it's interesting. It's an interesting thought that people are so like they hate it so much because they only see clips of it, but you really do just start to ignore it once you've heard it for so long.
Clip just last week with the caption, Ethan Klein announced his defamation lawsuit against Noah Samsen.
It's been a while since I spoke about dear friend Noah Samsen, who had a penchant for accusing me of being pro genocide. He thought it was cute. He thought it was fun throwing around such kind of heinous accusations, right? This guy supports genocide. In fact, he had even...
I honestly don't even think about it. I think the interesting thing is Zach's just the peak sound lad, you know? And so I think that Zach has done an amazing job at making it harder to hear Ethan's, like his, you know, they got the new button for him to actually like turn it off completely so he can cough. You still hear it though through Hila's mic or Dan's mic or any of the other mics because he coughs so loud. But I do think Zach's done a good job at keeping it to a minimum where it really is like on the back end.
A video called The YouTubers That Supported a Genocide with me in it. And, you know, that's the world we're living in. I made a promise to him March of last year. And I think he probably thought that it had blown over. I think a lot of people probably thought it blew over. We had a nice little complaint there for defamation, for accusing me of being pro-genocide, in favor of genocide. Horrible thing to say about someone, by the way. One of the worst, I would say, maybe even, of all the things you could say about someone. Well, we filed it, beating the statute by about one day. And it's important for me to know, to the three women, that it's not personal.
I had to cough myself.
No, right? I sue those who deserve it, who require accountability. And it was a terrible coincidence, a terrible one, that the three people I sued for copyright infringement were women. Terrible, right? And I'm just happy that I've had the opportunity to rectify that, to set the record straight now, to sue a straight white man. And I think nobody should be more...
And how do we define him? Because what he did, I think some people blew it out of proportion a little bit, but I do think that Noah Samsen is a bit of a scumbag. He is another example of a performative male. I think that's fair enough. We'll just go with that. He's a performative male. Because, let me make sure I'm getting this right. This is all in my opinion. I don't know anything. I'm some dumbass online. What was it? He wasn't in a committed relationship. He was in somewhat of like an open, just like talking to different people, I think was the context. But he wasn't communicating the sex that he was having between different partners, or with different partners. And that's, you know, that's a pretty scummy thing in my personal opinion, because what you're doing is you could be possibly exposing people to STDs, and you know, it's all an issue. I actually saw this crazy post on Reddit where it was an am I overreacting, I think, where someone was asking, am I overreacting because my husband asked if he could go get a blowjob from somebody else? And everybody was like, no, what? And he was trying to make it out like it's not cheating. It's not a big deal. Oh, I don't know why you're making such a big thing out of this. It's like, yeah, why would you? I guess maybe he was just trying to end it. Yeah, I would not like to be done like that. I'm pretty sure I got that right. Yeah, he's a tool. Yeah, there was never any legitimate allegations other than piece of shit. Which I think is fair enough. You know, if you're gonna be anything, be a piece of shit. That works too. And I think performative male is just, it's the clearest thing to call him, for sure.
Relieved for that, to have that set straight, other than Noah Samsen himself, who was a woke, legendary king, and now he can rest easy at night knowing that Ethan Klein doesn't hate women. He just hates losers.
'Cause he's a woke legend. Sorry, that just came into my head and I needed to let it out at some point. 'Cause he's a woke legend. Too woke to be broke? Let's keep it going.
who do dumb and bad things. Gender, race, be damned. I come before you a simple man. And that's basically
gender, race, I don't care. Screw you.
What I want. Know what it takes, souls. Yes, you are being sued. For defamation, a very good case, I might say, which I'm going to be happy to read you excerpts from today. But when his head hits that pillow at night, he can know that he lives in a just world where women are not bullied into silence. It's not about that. Gender equality is at the
It's funny too because yeah, I mean, he's not even suing them for defamation like was stated before, so it's like that claim was already just bogus.
The core of everything I do and know as well. So take solace, my friends, all of you.
And Tectone replies, God, I love Ethan. We need more CCs to punish those blatantly and intentionally spreading misinformation / slander on others. Accountability is coming soon. And Legal Mindset replies, unfortunately, this is a hard one for Ethan to actually win, based on the law. Along with Legal Mindset quoting Drama Alert posting the same tweets and saying, unlike his copyright infringement lawsuits, the new defamation lawsuit against Noah Samsen is going to be an uphill battle for Klein, particularly with California's strong anti-slap protections. I will be surprised if this survives. And
are we gonna believe Busty Lusty, Busty Lusty, or are we going to believe Legal Mindset? Go east or go west? Interesting.
Polished Tamales replies, this is more about reminding his critics and online harassers that he has money. They don't. An average person doesn't have their lawyers on speed dial, let alone afford one. Mikey No More quotes the clip by saying, did you know that Hasan Piker has literally never filed a lawsuit against anybody ever? I don't think you guys understand lawfare. The point isn't to win. The point is to the other guy with legal fees until they settle. A champagne commie millionaire like Hasan could easily do it too, but he hasn't. In that one category, he's less of an F than Ethan Klein. Leia Something also tweets out the clip with the caption, YouTube creator Ethan Klein of H3H3 Production.
Sometimes I'm just like, I am impressed, right? Because it's like, okay, you're a principled person, your principles are just absolutely garbage. Because I've noticed that on, like I've said, I think that, I can't even remember the name of it now. Kiwi Farms. What's wrong with me? I don't know what's wrong with me today, but Kiwi Farms, the few times that I've been on it, that was the one thing I always noticed. And people on the internet are so interesting because it's like they want to appear principled and want to like make sure that they have like everything consistent, but also wanting to like one up each other in their levels of degeneracy. So it's like, I'm a principled person that only stands on facts, but also I'm just going to slur you into oblivion because I think that I'm better than you. Like, what? Les is skeptical if Ethan can win, but he thinks it's a good chance to survive the anti-slap. That's what I'm saying. I don't think it's necessarily the best. Like, I don't think it's an airtight case, but I do think that there is something there at the very least. But I do think the lawsuit, the way that it was written, the one thing outlined about the Nazi salute, I think is probably a weak place to start.
Has announced that he is suing YouTube creator Noah Samsen for defamation, and Collins Ghost replies at this clip.
Yeah, definitely the most petty, but not vindictive. Fair. That's fair. That's a fair way to classify him.
In the caption, yeah, can't imagine how someone could call this guy a Zionist.
Conversation about it when like the premise is Israel's just dropping bombs for fun in Lebanon, because then you have to like backtrack. And it's like you almost have to defend Israel when they're doing stuff that's indefensible, and it's frustrating because like, well, they're not bombing them for no reason, like they're shooting rockets and they're.
What is this cropping you did? What is Internet Versus Internet Tough Guy? You're in here. You know his name. What's his name? What is this? How did you screen record this so poorly? I'm actually confused as to why this is cropped like this.
responding to that. And then all of a sudden you're defending Israel, right?
And Pete replies, wait to do exactly what he is calling out in this video. Lol. Burner account replies to Leia by saying, again, let me guess, he still hate posting through his same attraction to Hasan and being a bigoted piece of shit as well, right? Cool. Cocaine is a hell of a drug. And
Connor, that's it. Thank you.
Leia replies, the tech tone does that now.
Come on, Connor.
Big Bungie quotes Leia by saying, can't believe I have to defend Noah Samsen now against lawsuits. Jake Chinatown quotes Leia by saying, he said this like a year ago and it was a lie. And then this post is saying, average age 3.
He's afraid of being sued by Ethan. He's like, we can't copyright infringe. We need to... Because this one, okay, I'm gonna go back for a second. This at least made more sense because he like made it smaller and then just added a blurred version of it behind just to make it like I'm making a criticism of this topic. That's why I watch videos like this. But this is just, yeah, really bad cropping. And like in Premiere Pro or whatever, this would have been the most simple thing to fix. But hey, who am I? Who am I to speak? Look at me. Look at the hue. What's going on?
Average age 3 viewer getting ready for Ethan Klein to unveil the next person he's suing, and a fedora tipping neckbeard. Over on Ethan's Reddit, the bod posts the discussion mega thread for the show titled Noah Samsen Wake Up, You're Being Sued, and 117-115-1011-11144-11009710 replies, but I thought Ethan only sued women. And Tyrion Stark replies, misogynist Ethan Klein doesn't care about women. He's moved on to hating men. Women just aren't good enough for him to hate anymore, shaking my head. And Gaslighting Document replies, CWH I'm sweating right now. Ken Jibbo says, the compilation of Ethan defending Palestine and calling out the genocide is going to come in handy, unless that coveted compilation of Ethan supporting genocide is ever uncovered. Any day now, I suppose. And the Nolan Cut says, especially when Samsen said out loud, making hate videos of Ethan is a lucrative business. And Event replies, I knew he was going to get sued when he said that. So much easier to prove malicious intent when he just says it out loud. Intolerance Drama Retiree says, that's unexpected. Safe to say, most everyone believed that Ethan had backed out of suing Samsen long ago, after that retraction demand letter from a year.
I mean, he's been consistently talking about how he's trying to get him to sue him. I don't know. I guess it's because most of the people that like to... I guess most people probably just watch in bits and pieces, you know? Who has the time to watch a 4-hour podcast every other day?
Year ago was ignored. W. Ethan. And Rosie BB says, nah man, maybe I'm the minority, but I've always thought this was coming down the pike. And Natalie is a dumb says, feel like I've been holding my breath ever since he did that. Hey Noah, we know you're hiding.
They gotta stop thinking H3 fans look like neckbeards. Hey, I specifically shaved my neckbeard yesterday. Look at me. Let's go. I'm trying to do a pose. It didn't really work.
Heading from public view update, however many months ago. And Gaslighting Document says, people underestimate Ethan's dedication to getting justice. Ethan's addict tweets out a Instagram story from H3H3 where he's just announcing the stream and captures it by saying, Zionist Ethan Klein supposedly announces another lawsuit targeting Noah Samsen. Remember that Ethan Klein and his employee Dan Swerdlove slandered Noah Samsen as a brought on an ex-partner of his to try to validate their accusation.
Well, I just gave my recounting of the information. And I specifically outlined that they didn't make those claims. And so as a fan, I feel like that was definitely that's not what I got out of it. Because I remember even during that, this is Ethan's addict, so I mean, why am I even taking this seriously? But I remember specifically Ethan being like, okay, so you're just saying this. Like he in the moment was kind of like, oh, this is kind of a nothing burger. Like, yeah, he's a scumbag, but do we have anything new we need to... Nah, see, I think it did show more of his personal, like his character, you know? Because content you make online, I truly believe that there are some people who are fully willing to just like pander and just say whatever just to make sure that they can reap, you know, they can get as much as possible out of it. But I don't know. It's like, I guess there's multiple levels, right? You can care about something, you cannot care about something, you can talk about something in jest. It's all the layers of irony. Well, we need iDubbbz to talk about it again.
and that Ethan's audience doxed Noah twice, once leaving the info up for 24 hours until the poster deleted it. Additionally, everything Noah Samsen has said about Ethan Klein has been factually accurate, and Dr. Harry replies, "Oh, great, so then Noah has nothing to worry about. This lawsuit will be open and shut, so no need to spend too much time on it, right?" And Ethan's addict replies, "Are you pretending not to know how frivolous lawsuits work?" The Serfs quote tweets Ethan's addict by saying, "Noah has..."
Can we talk about how, like, reductive that statement is? Just
right? And Ethan's addict replies,
"Are you pretending not to know how frivolous lawsuits work?" In what context? You just talked about such like a broad scope, frivolous lawsuits, as just like just conceptually. Again, Ethan's addict. I don't know why I'm taking it so seriously.
"Are you pretending not to know how frivolous lawsuits work?" The Serfs quote tweets Ethan's addict by saying, "Noah..."
The claim is that it's not frivolous. You would have to prove as to how it is frivolous. And you're just going, do you not even know how that works?
Has raised hundreds of thousands of dollars for Palestinian charities and dedicated the majority of his channel's coverage to speaking up against genocide and the war crimes committed by his own government. Sleepy tweets out, "Not even a show at this point. Just a couple Israelis suing everyone they disagree with," attaching a picture from Ethan's stream. And Schofield replies, "I can tell that Israeli part really bothers
it's Ethan
you.
here.
Defame..."
Coming at you. It's very quiet. What's going on, Ted?
Sounded good to me. Nice and sultry. But thank you all for stopping in. Remember to like and subscribe if you haven't already. They have started over at the H3 show. I'm going to finish off this video. We only have a couple minutes left, so we'll finish this off for anybody that wants to stay. Again, remember to like and subscribe if you haven't already. If you enjoy the content, become a member to help support the channel. I really do appreciate all of the members. We're probably going to do another member stream this Saturday. I'm sorry, I've been flaking on them a little bit, but I've been trying to get some more stuff done in the back end. So yes, but let's continue with this. Thank you all. Let's go.
Like a get sued. Lele Star says, I'm gonna sue Noah Samsen."
I do remember that. The snarkers are actually neckbeards. Remember that snarker that would stream H3 while playing titty anime games? What else are you supposed to do while listening? I thought that's what we all did.
And I Could Care Less says, "Ableism is a hallmark of the leftists." Critical Shogun tweets out these pictures with the caption, "In Ethan's lawsuit against Noah Samsen, he claims in Noah's thumbnail that he photoshopped Ethan Klein doing a salute towards the Gaza Strip with an Israeli flag in the background. In Ethan's video, he's doing the exact same pose for his thumbnail."
Again, I think that this is a weak argument, but to just say, wait, so you were doing a Nazi salute in your own video? No, the claim that's being made, again, I think that this claim is weak. This is a video and this is a thumbnail that clearly is showing Ethan pointing to something, hovering his hand over it, going, look at this thing. And in the video, this, again, a frame taken from the video itself where he's talking about a screen or something. This is a video called "The YouTubers Who Backed a Genocide" and uses the same frame with an Israeli flag in the background and destruction. I think that it's a weak claim, but I can at least understand that, like, they are claiming this was like an illustration of that rather than like a direct statement made. But then the statement is the YouTubers who backed a genocide. So again, I think that this part, it's like everyone's, I mean, if you're going to hinge on this, I feel like the actual claim here in the title is probably the heftier issue.
Then he attaches these as screenshots. First, we will read the part of the lawsuit here, where it says, "The background of the thumbnail was the devastated landscape of the Gaza Strip with a photoshopped Israeli flag. The thumbnail depicted Ethan performing a salute to the Israeli flag. Sometime after its release, the content creator Lonerbox, discussed above, heavily criticized Samsen's poor research and misrepresentations in the defamatory video. Out of retaliation, Samsen changed the thumbnail of the defamatory video to include an image of Lonerbox, despite Lonerbox not appearing in the video at all." And then we have this picture of the thumbnail called "The YouTubers Who Backed a Genocide," with Ethan there on the right, and then this picture here of the same photo of Ethan on his thumb.
Yeah, Connor, we already saw this.
Nail content nuke Hasan Piker, and here he is making the pose towards Hasan. And DEFCON 3 replies, "Ethan Klein doing a salute facing a disappearing Turkish man. What did he mean by this? Matthew Cribbs replies to Shogun by saying, I'm sorry, but that's just not what it says. It says the Israeli flag was photoshopped into the thumbnail. Not that he photoshopped Ethan doing the salute. Just literally read the image you posted, man.
Oh, I wasn't reading it either.
And Alex's winning replies, point still stands. They claim Noah depicts Ethan as performing a salute to the flag, easily disproven by showing his own thumbnail where he is obviously not saluting Hasan. Use your head.
Use your head. That's a bad argument. I think that their claim is a bad argument as well. This is an even worse argument to say that it's disproven by saying, so what? Ethan's saluting Hasan? No, it's a frame that you take. If someone waving their arms around doing something, and you take a frame and be like, look, they're doing a Nazi salute, and you do it like you, again, it's the implication that's being made by the image. Like, that's such a bad argument. How are people on Twitter so dumb?
And Matthew says, yeah, I didn't say I agreed with the claim, just that the...
Yeah, Les says that the case depends a lot on the judge you get to. Yeah, see, I think that's like the main thing is if the judge cares about the topic, depending on which direction they care about the topic, and then depending on what they're willing to accept as like justifiable discourse or something. So I don't know. It is a very dependent on the judge itself, which I think is one of the main issues with law when you don't have things that are like jury trials and stuff. Because even, I mean, I don't know. Yeah. We'll see where it goes, though.
Verbiage in the legal claim is different than what was in the tweet I responded to originally. If it's easily disproven, then I'm sure Noah will have no issue disproving that. Stephen Asar quotes his critical Shogun by saying, there are so many silly things in the latest Ethan Klein lawsuits. Over on Leftovers H3, a downtown
just everything. I love how people it's like, why do you want to just dip your feet in the water? Say something that actually has some substance. Make a claim. Say, like this. Like, for instance. Why do you just want to be like, ha, yeah? Like, you didn't need to reply.
Post about
it's literally that meme here.
The situation with the caption, apparently Ethan is suing Noah Samsen. In Operation Coprophilia replies, it seems bold to sue someone y'all slandered as a
it's the Graggle meme. Yeah, you're right. Who is that? There's other versions of that, but it's basically that.
He says, this is exactly what I'm thinking. Noah isn't a huge YouTuber, but he's a pretty big one. And a 600k size channel usually indeed has enough money to countersue. And Operation Coprophilia says, I will laugh if the fake engineer is still part of this lawsuit. And then OP also follows up their post by saying, okay, so within the last 2 years, Rom has handled the following lawsuits for Ethan. Denims, Frogan, Caseytron settled in Ethan's favor. Ryan Kavanaugh settled not in Ethan's favor. Nvidia, Meta, Apple, Noah Samsen, Housekeeper lawsuit, Snap, Amazon, OpenAI. This is such an insane docket of lawsuits for any one person, to be honest. Glittering Second says, lol, more miserable slop content for his comedy-starved fan base.
It's just... How are these people so, like, dense that they really think that the most obvious... They're like Occam's razor. He's obviously just doing all these frivolous lawsuits and ruining his reputation with the law because he wants more attention. He's making it so that it would be difficult in the future in case anything actually does need to go to trial, that things might become more less favorable for him because he wants attention. Like, that's so, like, what?
Surely this will be the one that brings everyone back so they can admit they were wrong and he is the legend. And Breaking the What says, being forced to try and break even on the most miserable, joyless...
It's like one of those things where it's like, you can't double jeopardy, you can't be tried again for the same crime, but don't act like your history doesn't matter. Ron Prob has a few assistants. No, I'm sure, yeah. I'm sure it's like a law firm or something, yeah.
Motionless content of all time is kind of the perfect end to the EK story as far as I'm concerned.
He has the partner that fucking whatever is evil. Honestly, that part is interesting. the partner of Ethan's lawyer is like part of some lawsuit in the Philippines, I think. Was it Philippines somewhere? That might be wrong. But it was something like that and involved with some scam by some employer of theirs. Interesting stuff. But again, it's like, what does that have to do with Ethan? I saw people talking about this being like, Ethan's lawyer, look at this. And it's like, even if that is true, what does that have to do with Ethan?
Sadly, this will still be annoying and expensive for Noah, so I am against it on principle. And Simon Ferocious says, what fan base? It's kind of shocking how inorganic and randomly aggressive their supposed fandom is. And Breaking the What says, I really do believe they lost a strong majority of their original fan base. I remember the uniform disdain towards EK towards the end of Leftovers. What remains now is the absolute parasocial dregs. I honestly think no more than 30 to 35% of the audience from the 2022 to 2023 era. Plus, whatever bots and SlopTube audience loot.
See, the problem is this, right? Is the podcast is known to bleed some fans, bleed some subscribers, bleed some viewers. But I think part of that is they, it's like they push into a new style. They try and revitalize, like I was saying, try and create a new from the podcast. But then the problem with that is you might, for a short time, start seeing a boost in your viewership. But if there's anything that happens that ends up, you know, causing a decline, then all of a sudden things have gone south, and then, you know, it's a steady fall off from there. And fall off, quote unquote, because again, it's all relative, right? It's all relative to where you are, and you could say H3 has fallen off or something, but we looked at it earlier. Even with where they're standing, getting 500,000 views per episode 3 times a week on a podcast, that's pretty good.
Losers show up to wallow in the latest keg of shit. Captain Crashout says in our members only Discord, no stereotypes have been harmed with all these lawsuits. EHD for 1,000 years. Shout out to our tier 3 members, internet representatives, Kiko, Sal Soud, Coldest Bandito, Captain Crashout, Papa Gut, Dearboy, and the Noobster. Thank you guys so much for the support.
Well, that's that. Yeah, I think I basically said all there was that I needed to say. We'll watch that video of Why Are You Gay on Friday. He interviews himself. But great video. Great stuff. Great stream. Thank you all for stopping in. I really do appreciate it. Remember to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll try and come back tomorrow for a gaming stream, but we'll see what happens. If not, I will definitely be back on Friday for another waiting room stream for everybody. Thank you all so much. This is Captain Quasar signing off.